I will check.
Let me know if you need physical presence over there. I'll go to either or both.
And yes, if you're willing to, I need sponsors. I mean, I need sponsors too, but I need volunteers to come help. I am going to contact Ed Ed Moore, because he did like to hang out with Santa. So I will be contacting him to make sure he's still
And he has that musical background, like he may have, you know.
But he might be able to pull some strings as well. So, and talking about Winterfest, I just want to throw out there, I still need some sponsorships for Winterfest. So I'll be handing out to you all kind of a set information. If you can try to help me out and see if you can get anybody to sponsor, like specifically Santa Claus, it kind of gives you the amount. We have a mobile video party. That's a big tractor trailer that comes in. The kids go inside and they get to play. We got carnival games. We have obstacle courses and teacup rides and just all kinds of neat things. And I just like trying to grab some more sponsorships. So I'll be handing that out to you all.
Does that take place out here?
It's at the Sherman Soccer Complex, December the 6th from 4 to 8 p.m.
Are there sponsors that commit to this every year?
Yes. We have 2 or 3 that commit for sure.
Is there a list? I don't mind reaching out to people, but if they're already committed, I'll just pass them and go to somebody else.
Right. I can give you that information.
Have you tried any of the local restaurants by any chance?
Usually they do the smaller events, my smaller ones. This is one of our signature ones. And I put out notifications, letter with information, a packet of sponsorships, and I'm waiting for responses because, you know, when you go in some of these restaurants, you don't get to see the person that you need to talk to, and they're supposed to pass that on. So
We maybe have a consortium of restaurants where they all chip in a little bit, and therefore you get a little bit bigger pile of money.
yeah, and that's what I ask. What can you do? What can you sponsor? Can you Can you bring me some giveaways? Because we do have some raffles. And I'm very happy to take any type of giveaways, gifts cards, Nintendo, anything. I'm willing to take. So, okay. All I have.
Awesome. All right. Next is the approval of the September 2nd meeting minutes. I reviewed that. I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from September 2nd at 1:30.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
No, Joe Schofield, second.
Thank you, sir. Okay. And next, we have the financial report.
This is Carrie Runyon again. This is for the actual fiscal year 24-25. It started last October and ended September 30th. And just kind of showed you where we ended up at the bottom line, so you kind of have a better idea. Like I said, I will get you numbers for this fiscal year, 25-26 at our next meeting.
Great. Yeah, if nothing's changed there, I don't have any questions from last time. I am going to have some questions about the funds for these things, though, coming up. So,
Okay.
All right. So next, items for discussion. We have comparable fees for the municipalities. I thought this was really, really great. If we could open that up.
It's hard to see because I couldn't
Because I'm
make it.
old and blind.
I know, I couldn't make it.
Thank you.
Thanks. That helps me a lot.
Oh, boy.
Glasses don't help either.
So I kind of went through and compared and kind of wrote down what they had and some fees if I could get in touch with somebody. It showed kind of what we do versus what they do. And I'm doing this for the reason of when the parks, the new Commons Park is built and we open up, I'll be setting up some new fees to get approved. And we kind of talked about fees before. And we remember you guys discussed pickleball and spending 6 months and checking it out with residents first. We discussed that. So I wanted to kind of give you just a little bit of an introduction here of this information. Go to the next slide if you want, Paul. So it's kind of like just an analysis of the Parks and Rec fees. And highlights. So we talked about no change to the dog park user fees, no change to the pavilion rental fees, and there will be more pavilions that will be built at the new Commons Park. There's going to be no change to athletic field rental fees. We've been changing those for the past 3 years. We've been upping them up a little bit each year. All court sports, this is kind of what we were talking about, are used by Gateway residents with an entrance pass. So everybody will need to get an entrance pass to enter to that area for the first 6 months to determine use by residents before opening it up to the general public. No daily rate for the pool, just an annual rate, and not for residents. Some municipalities offer an overall Parks and Recreation membership pass. So Lee County does that, and there's a few other ones. I think Bonita and Babcock Ranch, Oakham Park. So this was kind of a suggestion. A resident household does not pay a fee, but they can get a card. The non-resident household pays $240. And it allows to the different membership goes to classes, programs, pool, and court sports. It excludes any tournaments or contracted classes. Non-residents, it'll be a $240 because that's what you pay on your taxes every year. Allows entrance to the programs, but it does exclude the tournaments and contracted classes. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Right now, we have one non-resident fee, which is $100 this season for the pool. Is that correct?
It's $120.
$120. So we're talking about now, we're proposing that we basically bundle the non-residents where the pool will be included, but also the other amenities.
Correct.
All right. Okay. Just discussion on it, I feel that makes sense. However, my concern would be, are we pricing people out? In other words, are we at the point of capacity with non-residential rates of 120 annually, right? Where we're concerned by next year, are we going to have too many people now with the extra added amenities, and that's why we're at 240? Or are we flipping the other way? Because I don't want to overprice it where families outside of the community find it too expensive, right? Let's say they're only using the pool. Their real interest is only the pool. Are they still going to find the value with having all the other things? Because maybe, let's face it, you have a group of people that don't want pickleball at all, aren't interested in it, and then you have the people that want the pool. So all of a sudden, the price for them is going up, right? They just want pool access. They're a non-resident, they just want pool access. Now they're paying basically double.
Well, the pool access only, is that still going to be available or no? Because it was up at the top.
Yes, that's what we're here to
So I think
discuss.
they could potentially, I mean, could we do it that way? I think that's what you're saying. You don't want someone to have to pay $240 just to get to the pool.
Right.
So can we have just a full
Unless-
membership?
Unless we're already at capacity at the pool and we need to raise the price to reduce down the volume. I don't think that's the case right now, but.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the contribution margin to the pool at 120? And if it's a help, I think you'd want to keep it and not bump it up to 240, because there are people that'll say 240 is too steep. Right. On the other, I'm not a proponent of that type of,
So,
we should encourage people to use them.
Yeah, and I hear Paul's concern, and I think Carrie's answered yes. So the pool has a separate, assuming the pool has a separate entrance, right? You could allow someone, they would need, you'd almost have to have separate
It's
access,
not.
right?
That's the problem.
Well,
Pool
that's what I'm
isn't-
saying. If
yeah.
we wanted to do something like that, because you're right, I think we're gonna have people who are just interested, they wanna swim laps, they wanna do this. Well, they don't wanna all of a sudden pay $240 for what they've been paying 120, if we've got some of those, right?
That's
So-
for non-residents.
For non-residents,
Right.
correct. So if there was still a way to ensure that someone could pay a non-resident 120 because I want to come use that pool regularly, is that possible? Or when we give them that key and that access, does that still give them access to everything? You know, that's something we would have to think about. Same thing like you're saying with pickleball. You got some people who are only going to be interested in pickleball or basketball. And we might not be able to break it all down for every event, every sport, but it's something to think about. I think you're
Yeah,
right.
I think it's really delicate, right? Because especially reading the rest of what's on today's agenda with the pricing of what we're cleaning up at the pool, like all that, we're going to need these funds. I don't know what the funds we're collecting from non-residents are. I think zero. This year it's zero. At 120, we had zero non-residents. So I think that I think that 240 is a problem in that case. Right?
If you had one for the pool exclusively, one for the athletic, I'll call it.
I'd like to think that that's
have one,
possible.
And then have a package deal.
Right.
Which would be a little bit less than the two individually. You can drive people into buying the package if they're interested in that.
I think access is the issue there, right? I think,
Yeah, I agree.
going back to what Tamara was saying, there's a problem with, they're going to have one key card. At least this is what we had discussed, right? That they're going to have one key card access for the entire complex. And they're not going to have separate, we're not going to, or at least we don't have the technology to turn on, they do have access to this, they don't have access to this. I believe the discussion was, we may have access points that they could scan in and out of, but it's one key and they're going to have access to everything.
I'm not going to give them separate keys.
Right.
3 keys. And I do want to reiterate again, every household in Gateway pays $240 already.
Through the taxes,
Correct.
right, through their dues, yes.
So,
So that should be what you should be charging anybody that comes in from the outside, at least a minimum of what the residents are paying.
correct,
Otherwise, you're giving the residents
understand.
money away.
I understand, okay.
correct. And then you're going to have,
That's a good point.
yeah, I just want to reiterate that.
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
Yeah, that's really a good point.
I think it's a
You
good
had
starting point. It can
zero-
always be reevaluated each year.
Exactly.
I mean,
But we've had zero.
We had 0 people using the pool this year. I
A lot
wouldn't
of
worry
people
about
have
it.
their own
I'd just
pools.
go
I
to
wouldn't worry about it.
240
Not
and
a lot of
size the
people
whole
have their
thing and-
own
I
basketball
think a
court,
membership
pickleball
should be
court.
a membership. I don't think we should be piecemealing it. Let the public decide if they want to
Yeah.
spend X and they get these benefits.
Let them,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's not bad.
Break it up.
Mm-hmm.
Just give them a flat
a whole-
out membership and say.
Remember, it's a
this is
whole
what the city-
household.
Right, it's per household?
It's per household.
Yeah.
So if you have a household of 4 or 5 people,
Well, I have a bigger problem. How do you monitor what a household is?
Well, that's always a challenge, right? I mean, you're gonna, at some point, there's a trust thing there. It's like, here's the address, here's the family, and they have their 2 keys once they pay for it.
But I think it'd be too cumbersome to break it up, flat rate, and let people decide if they want to spend that. And I got to tell you, because I see it over in Gateway Greens, if you're a club member, people welcome, especially like the summer memberships, because it gives families, young families, something to do with the kids. Oh, they have something to eat. It may be worth people's time and money to spend $240 because they're getting this, that, and the other thing.
For the whole summer, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
big deal.
no, I think so. And going back to what you said, Carrie, it makes perfect sense. If that's what we're paying, then they have to at least pay that, right?
Yeah.
Which
And
is-
then- and
My,
minimum.
my concern is, though, we've had zero.
Yeah, so there's no loss.
Well, my question is, have we not advertised it? Like, do we not make it known that that's a thing? And then furthermore, if we haven't,
well,
do we?
just remember, the non-residents have to be, at that time, before they made the adjustment with Pelican Preserve now, the non-residents were those who stayed within the gateway boundaries. So there are a few homes, there are a few developments that are outside the gateway boundaries that are considered gateway, but they don't pay the taxes.
At that
okay.
C5 community, do
There's
they?
there's like
there's
three
a few.
areas, I believe, yes.
C5 is in
So,
Pelican Preserve, actually, so that's part of Gateway.
now,
And
yes.
that's
That changed
big
as of October 1st.
population over there.
We're talking about only those communities that are considered non-residents.
Right, we didn't open it up to anybody else.
So it's,
Okay, so that's the difference as well.
I'm a little
And I
bit
can see
confused
how
on
you
that.
would have people not interested in a pool because many people in the
Have their own pool.
community have their own pool, but not these other events. So we may see more trickle in due to the other amenities.
Well, how big does Gateway extend where people who are outside of Gateway may not think it's worth their time?
Completely. I mean, I don't, yeah.
I can tell you that I have a lot of phone calls for some homeowners right across the street from 82 or right across the street from Daniels. You get those too? So they like to bring their kids over and go swim, but they weren't able to. So,
And some of them wanted a day pass. I just ran into a couple of
Day
ladies who
pass.
were in town and they were like, oh, we've tried to go, but they don't have a day pass. I'm like,
Yes.
is Timber Creek included? Do they,
the one,
the one that backs up to 82, is it the other side?
they're not part of Gateway. They don't pay the taxes.
Right,
But to pay
it's
the
a part
taxes.
of unincorporated Lee County, so that's not a part of Gateway Services.
And what about that C5? That is part of Gateway? I
It's in
think
the boundaries, yes.
there's
but
a
it's
whole lot-
not-
There's a whole lot of people and a lot of kids over there. Kind of,
I mean, I'd like to see how many people we're talking about then, right? Like, and then what's the goal? Like, do we advertise to them? Do we,
yeah, I mean, are we wanting a whole lot more people?
Right.
Or it is what it is and live with it. I mean, accept it.
I think we have an obligation to let everybody that's in Gateway
Within
Eligible
those boundaries,
to know
yes.
about it.
I
you
would
Right.
know?
agree,
Right.
yeah.
And I suspect there's people that may not even be aware of it.
right?
I know that C5 community has caused an awful lot of concern in Pelican Preserve.
Right.
Believe it or not, the original developer had that as part of Pelican Preserve, one other community that was going to use all Pelican Preserve facilities. And they changed that a number of years ago. They are excluded. They're part of it's like the shopping center up there. That's part of Pelican Preserve, but we really don't do anything with it.
I think Arborwood is too. Part of Arborwood is also, not all, but I
Yeah,
think.
Arborwood is also part of Gateway.
For Gateway.
So is that something maybe we should think about, or maybe it's already being thought of at the higher level, is when this opens, right? I mean, I would have to think there's some kind of a to-do, right? A big grand opening, maybe we think about a flyer, however we communicate to these all the residents, even, and non-residents within Gateway, how do we get this information out there? And maybe it includes this stuff for those who aren't Gateway proper, but you're within Gateway bounds. I don't know. Somehow, how do we
I
do
think-
we have that list of
Yeah,
addresses?
we
or
have
something?
HOA, all the HOAs within
Okay,
Gateway. We
so
have,
could
yeah.
send-
No, we
Put
do.
a nice
yeah.
flyer and send it out and say, hey, these are
I think
the.
anybody that was affected by the methodology would be defined as
Informed.
part and included with everything that's going on in Gateway, because they're all now contributing tax-wise to the Parks and Recreation.
But we know that that's not true.
But then there's some
Right?
of those
I
others
agree
that
with you,
aren't.
it should be, but people are unaware, right?
Yeah,
People pay the fees and pay the taxes because it's part of the bills that they have to pay, but they don't know what's going on.
Where it's
That's
going
exactly
to.
what
They
I'm
don't know where
saying.
it's
So
going to.
anybody that
Yeah.
was affected by the methodology taxing should be aware of what is offered here, whether they're going to use it or not. I mean, like C5, they have to get in a car and drive here, and Some people don't want to do that or don't have the ability to do that. A lot of them are just two people working in a household, so they're not, I don't know what the issues would be, but I
mean-
think everybody that's affected by the taxes should be aware.
Well, the way the district note, and I'll use myself as an example, the way I find out what my water bill is or what my taxes are, just flood the waves with notices and let people know that way. It shouldn't be that hard.
I know that's going to be, this is Carrie again from Parks and Rec. I know that's how it's going to be when there's a grand opening. All the Gateway residents will have a notification, obviously, and I'm sure it's going to hit the news and everything else. So at that point in time, I mean, when there is a grand opening, that's information we can hand out at the grand opening, so people are more aware of what's going on. And then there's going to be some other ways that our PO, our PIO, POS, PIO also gets the information out, and that's what his responsibility is. But I know he does contact a lot of the HOAs and sends out information via email to them and let them know what's going on, like especially of our activities that we have on Parks and Rec, like especially Winterfest and movie in the park and all that.
So Carrie, I think what I heard based on you talking to us about the taxes, that maybe this is acceptable as far as dollar values, and it sounds like we've moved on now to getting the information out.
I agree.
I agree. To add to that, I feel we would need to promote it somehow. And I think, I don't think people know what we have now, not to mention what we're about to have, right? So once this happens, I think we need to allow or create a mechanism to invite them to come to see what we offer, right? Whether that, I know we're talking about not having a day pass, but maybe we do have a day pass to our amenities, right? That they could come, bring your family one day. Look out, you have access to it all. And then if you want to come back, you need to join. Something like that.
Actually, I think that's a good idea,
Bless
Paul, as far as one intro, like maybe there's an opening day, almost like the red, white, and, pool, where it's open to the public. So how better to let them know what there is
Right.
for them to decide if, hey, this is going to be worth my 240. So maybe that grand opening is something where they get to come for a day, the gates are open, everybody gets to come check it out to see if it's something they want to pay for. Something to think about.
Sounds like a good,
That's a great idea.
yeah, that is very good.
Hey, something else I keep thinking about is, I bet you Wink News, they do things on communities once in a while. And
Yep.
they might be interested in just doing something on the home front when they have a little news night and throw something in there about Gateway's got this. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but she's even one got on Wink News because he's a soccer coach and he played against one of the Wink News weather guys' team. And then the guy made some comment about it while he was giving the weather report.
Yeah, people want to know, even on my YouTube channel for real estate, like I do a lot of videos on Gateway and people are like, oh, I didn't know that they had that. I didn't know that was there. I didn't know about this. It's like, you just have to put it out there.
Yes.
People will be interested.
People need to know what their taxes are going to.
Well, yes, absolutely, that too. All right, cool.
Did you need a vote on that or anything, or you're just sharing it? Okay.
Just info
sharing
for
it.
now.
Okay.
Yes, we had lots. Great.
So the next on the agenda is the concessionaire food services. There was a draft that was put in the package today. And let me kind of just give you an idea of what's going on. You're like, what is this? Where did this come from? Gateway Services used to have at the Sherman Soccer Complex, there used to be a concession stand there, food concession. Years ago, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe 6. And it was ran by different groups, different organizations. So what we decided to recoup, and to gain some revenue, obviously, we thought about reopening that and getting a concessionaire to run it. Because I won't be able to do that because of, there's me and it's a little difficult. So we would send this out for bid, see who would give us the best deal. And like I said, it's called an invitation to quote. And see who would be interested. And then they would do like an agreement, like an 80-20 type of contract agreement. We would get 20%, they would get 80. Or we would do a set fee, a monthly fee for use. So that's what this is about. That's why we have this up here, to kind of get some thoughts of what you think, and try to move forward on this, so the Board of Supervisors can move forward.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I guess, are the programs not responsible for their concessions? Like, what are we looking to solve? Are we looking at, like, Gateway itself when there's an event over there? Like,
Well, it's, okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, we
Right.
usually have either soccer, flag football
Right.
practice, something. So between that week, there's probably about 250 kids out there each night. And then you add parents and everybody. So that would give them an opportunity, if they're, especially during season, when they're running from point A to point B and they don't have time to grab food or snack or anything, that gives them an opportunity to get something here. And then on Friday nights is flag football games. So you're expecting 500 kids out here at any time, plus parents, grandparents. And Saturday from 8 a.m. till about 2:30, there's about 700 kids, plus grandparents, parents out here. So this would give the opportunity to offer them some type of concession, food, drinks, and then it would also bring in some revenues for whoever the concessionaire is, as well as Gateway.
okay.
Can you explain the arrangement, how is there a cost to the district to have the concession there, other than
No.
taking?
No, only thing that might cost us is we might put in a couple countertops. They just redid the floor and, painted the whole place and pretty much got it ready to go. And so all the concessionaire would have to bring in the equipment that he would like to have. And it wouldn't really cost us to bring anything in.
But did you say that Gateway gets something from this?
Yes, it's probably a monthly fee, so we could keep track of it easier. And they would provide us a monthly fee to be able to use that concession, which would bring us in some revenues.
So it's not based on sales, it's just a flat fee to be
Right,
there? for
yes.
these events.
Yeah,
And
but
and the building's already existing.
yes, it's there.
Oh, okay. I was
There.
thinking of a food truck thing, but
No, it's there, it's clean, it's ready to go.
But the clubs don't sponsor it themselves?
No,
that's a
Because a
great
lot of
idea.
times, think about it, it's not the club because it's practice. It's practice.
The parents
Now, a
would-
lot
or
of
do
times,
this.
like at high school football games, it's like the band moms or the
Right.
this will do it. But here, you've got from different communities, parents and.
Okay.
so that means you would put
If
different
we-
organizations in there, and then they would have to share the food and space, and then that's my food, this is my drinks, and inventory, and
So we're basically saying we're leasing the space.
pretty much.
That's it.
That's-
We have no stake in the actual providing of the food or the material or the
No.
people or the.
No, we're just leasing it. They're providing the service and the food, and
We'd having some sort of insurance override, but I can't see any other expense. Electricity and water would be cheap.
What's been the feedback from parents and the kids that,
well, they've always, my kids play out here. So they play soccer, they play football, and they always wish they had some type of
Well, it would be
concession.
helpful, right? Like,
Yeah.
especially if you're going from school to there, and it's like you have no time to stop to even.
but aside from the convenience, are people generally happy with the food that's served and?
Well, they did, yeah. They did 4 or 5 years ago, but, they haven't had that opportunity for that long. And
My
Did they have a
grandkids,
vendor 4 or 5 years ago? Is
No, she said the organization.
organizations did it.
They did it.
I think it's better if we do it. It's a way to make some money, and we control it that way, and they don't have to mess with it. And I know my grandkids are into soccer, and everywhere they go, they seem to have food, and those
Exactly.
kids always want something. Daddy, I want this or that, and
Yeah.
maybe after the game,
who's
it's an
gonna
ice
operate?
cream cone. It's
concessionaire,
almost a sure
whoever
bet to
bids.
make money. And that many kids coming through, 600,
That's a lot
500,
of kids. I had
A lot
no
of kids.
idea.
That's a lot of parents there too, because every kid has one parent, sometimes two, and grandparents come along and get suckered. I mean, help pay for that.
Exactly.
It makes
I have
sense.
a great idea.
I mean, it's just something else we can give.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right. Makes the space more comfortable. I agree.
and they're not, parents aren't stressing, they have a few bucks, the kids can have a snack before they have a game. You know, a lot of times.
And we get the funds from the space being used.
Yep.
Great.
I keep thinking.
How much
Kim,
of that goes to Parks and Rec? No, seriously, like.
It should all
right,
go- it should all go to
so you're
Parks and
asking-
Rec.
Back to the old one.
It's in front of us to review. One thing I'd like to know from the Board of Supervisors is how much of the revenue do we see Parks and Rec? If you want our opinion on it, then it has
Goes in
to
as
be mutual beneficial.
100%.
I'm just saying. right?
Well,
Just-
100% is what I would shoot for. They don't need it.
That's not going to happen. But, you know, I want to just make a note of we need to have that discussion. So, yes, I feel like it's a really good thing for us as a community, but that being said, it's a Parks and Rec function, and I'd like to see that actually contribute to our budget.
Right, and so Chairman, for the record, Paul Flores, Public Works Director, just to kind of add to the conversation, you know, the board has made, I guess, has granted a challenge for staff to come up with ways to offset the costs of Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
So revenue sources is the first thing you look at. I think our costs are pretty much just baked into the cake right now. We know what it costs to operate the fields, the pool, the Parks and Rec staff. So this is one way that we discuss, okay, maybe there's an opportunity we could, you know, bring in a concessionaire, have them, you know, provide a service, a product to the community, to those who participate in the playing fields. So the revenue would go back to offset the costs of the operation. So, I mean,
That's great.
to answer the question, now where the final dollar amounts will come out to be, it depends on the terms of the ITQ that gets put out, whether we go with the revenue sharing, 80-20, 80%, 20%, as Carrie had mentioned, or maybe just a flat monthly fee to the concessionaire that they would pay the Gateway Services District for that, for the
I'll
use
say
of that
this, for all
facility.
the years I've been coming to CDD meetings, when they get to Parks and Recreation, they're always talking about how they can offset costs. And it's constant. It's always, can we up the fee a little bit here? Geez, we have grass wear here, we need to replace the field. Yeah, how do we offset this? What are we charging kids? Well, we have to not charge our kids anything, it's other people that have to pay. I think they would throw in every penny you could raise, except if there's some administration expense. But other than that, I think you get every dime of it, and they'd be thrilled to be able to have that done. I think they would jump on that.
So you think it's a good idea to move forward and,
Yes, for sure.
I'll make a motion to move forward if we need to make a vote.
Second?
I'll second that, Tamara.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's a great idea. Let's hit the deck. Right?
you're funny.
I know.
You're so funny.
Not just looking.
All right, let's hit the deck now. All right, Paul. The next item on the agenda is actually Gateway Commons Pool Deck Restroom Resurfacing. So this has been in works for the past year. We had a company come out last year and kind of give us a demo of what their surfacing was. They did it in the small bathroom that's at the pool, the small bathrooms. They put the surface down. It was a good surface, a good product. So we talked about it because of the actual deck around the pool. It's pretty large. There was many ideas of breaking it up, but you can't break up the deck around the pool. You could crack the pool. So we were coming up with different ways to prevent us from painting it or staining it that goes away and peels off. And we thought about some type of resurfacing. So in order to do that, we had to go out to 4 vendors, and the company that did the small pool bathroom did come back with the lowest bid. I had 2 respond out of 4, and so that's what this information is here. I think it was up to 173,209. And I broke it down by the deck and by the large bathrooms because we wanted to include the large bathrooms so it's a complete even surface all the way through. No tripping hazards or anything. And the second quote was a little bit higher. So we I needed to get this in front of you because by December 31st, I have to put the order in because with the tariffs and all that stuff coming up, first of the year, everything's going to go up. So I just need your approval to go forward. This is already in the capital budget,
What I was gonna ask.
okay? So the money is there.
Money's there.
Yes, it's been in there for a couple of years so that we're ready to go. And then that'll be something that's going to be completed probably after the season. People go home, but at least we'll have the numbers already and this product already.
So springtime. Okay.
Are both bids, although there's a price difference, are they comparable in the end product?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then obviously we want to go with the lower bid.
Yes, and like I said, we know them, and that helps. We know what kind of product they have. We did do that last year, and it came out really nice.
That's a significant difference, though. The,
75,000.
the product is the same, basically? It's the same type
The only
of,
thing is what they, I mean, that's why I put it, I don't think I put the other company in front, but they're all going to surface prep, they're going to coat, grind. The product they used, this one is called Resilia Rubberized Overlay. The other product the other company used was a different type of like a different name.
Right.
But it's very similar. It's not the exact, because every company has their own, yes.
Have our engineers by any chance taken a look to see what these final proposals are? Just from a technical standpoint? Or should we have them take a peek at it?
Yes, that's kind of outside the scope. Given that this is a maintenance items, it really does not require an engineer review.
Okay, I mean, you're comfortable with either company, though. That's the important thing.
Yes.
what's the maintenance look like on this? Do we feel, I mean,
Or
obviously.
like warranty, like how.
Right, like,
how
obviously
long
we'll
is
have to
it 'cause
maintain it.
This
but-
type of product
Oh, no, you don't
expected to
paint
last.
it. No.
No, I said, obviously we'll have to maintain it
Yes.
in some format.
Yes.
What is that, like, what's the life expectancy? It's out in the sun with no shade for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, how, do we know that before we have to resurface, or they have to come in, we need to spend another 50,000 to,
I'll try to see if it here.
because that, if the life expectancy without the need to update or whatever it is greater with the custom surfacing.
Let's
Because
just
you
say
want-
that this company, oh, there's the other clues on the back. Let's just say this company is used at Universal Studios. Do you know the water playground that they have at Universal Studios? Okay, this is the company that
That does that.
does that.
Okay, so we have like good, we understand they're
They
a
have
legit company, they're
A
good
lot of people
material.
come through there
Yes.
versus what we
And it's
have.
the same product.
Yes.
But how often are they resurfacing, or how often are they needing to do it is my
I
question.
don't know why, but in my mind, I thought it was like a 10-year product.
Okay, so, I mean,
And they
to
give
me,
us a-
that's reasonable. I'm just saying because,
verify that, though.
pool material you get stuck with, it's an expense, but are we going to be doing this every other year?
No,
Because,
no, 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 no,
Right.
no, no, no.
Are the warranties comparable?
That's a good question, yeah. Like if one says it's a 5-year product, the other says a 10-year, something like that.
something goes wrong, let's say it starts to peel off, right?
The
Like,
lower bid may not be the wise bid.
that's what I'm saying.
I agree with you.
Right?
I
Like,
agree.
Well, if I was sitting on the CDD board, I'd be asking a lot of questions.
Well, that's why
And
we're
that's why I
here.
think we need to do that here.
yeah, well,
First.
and we're doing that, right?
Yeah.
And we're not coming down on you, Carrie, like we're just posing those questions. Like, if the top, if we say yes to the top, that 100 and set, whatever it was, it's scrolled. Can you scroll down a little bit just so I could see it? Yeah, 173. If we say yes to that, and they say, well, if it cracks, we have to replace the whole thing, right? We have to peel it up and redo it all. Well, I'd rather not spend the 173 again when custom surfacing says, oh yeah, well, we could cut out a square and replace it for 5,000 or whatever it is.
But do we even know if these numbers are realistic? I mean, and again, if those are the bids, those are the bids.
Those are the bids, right? So we know they're real, they're
Let
real
me-
numbers.
It's a lot of money to commit unless, like you said, Paul, we get some assurance bang for our buck.
So let me just
$5,000 is a
reiterate,
Huge difference.
you want me to get an idea of a warranty?
Yes.
We could always, what I can tell you is with Superior Surfacing, it's a pour and play thing. So and they showed it to me, is if there's like a crack in it or something, they can just cut out that piece, take
Great.
that out, pour it back in, smooth it over, and you can't even tell.
That's great.
And that's kind of what we need for the pool, because there might be, I don't know, scratch, something they might do some type of maintenance or whatever, and something gets cut or whatever. At least they would be able to come and they wouldn't have to redo the whole thing. Do you know what I'm saying? You can just have to do that little piece.
When would the
I
work-
would think even on their website, we could probably quickly find out what they are advertising as the life expectancy of something like these. This could be something pretty easy we could find out.
When would the work begin, Carrie?
Probably May.
Prior to,
That's why I needed to set the numbers,
Right.
because this proposal was given to me last year. And they're not really changing anything with the price until January 1st.
So
they're
we need to
giving me-
decide this today.
They're giving me the opportunity to hold these prices. They're saying, we'll hold these prices for you until the 31st, and then after that, I can't
is
do
it
it.
done in steps? Like, would they do something on
Yeah,
one day?
so they'll do like the main bathrooms in one day, but I take the partitions out. It's a big to do. But we still have another set of bathrooms, so the pool still could be open. We just wouldn't have that section. And then when they do the pool itself, they're probably going to have to close the pool. And that's why I wanted to wait till after season to get that done and before.
I would make a recommendation, since there might be a time restraint, that we go ahead and make a motion to approve the Superior Surfacing, to pass that on to the board. And I'm sure they'll have questions for it, and I suspect maybe somebody's going to have to be there to answer questions.
Well, no one's looking for us to make a final, are people looking for a final decision, or are we just?
Our recommendation.
A blessing that they can approve it once we
Right.
get.
We don't decide anything. It's just our recommendation.
It's a recommendation.
Yeah, we make a recommendation to them, and they'll decide yay or nay on it.
My only discomfort is, Carrie, and again, I don't know what this type of job would cost, considering the size of the job. I can't say if.
Big
this is-
job. Have you ever been to the pool? Yeah. And you see how large that
Yeah,
concrete
it's a
space
huge,
is?
huge
I
area.
don't
Oh,
deny
okay.
it's a big job, but are the numbers in line with what a job like that?
It's, they're quoting a 13.72 square foot of that specific rubberized overlay, so.
Hold there, Grant. I think I'm gonna second Joe's motion.
Yeah, I think we should get it to the CDD, let them take a peek at it, and they can throw it back at us if they want, but
As
okay.
long as they understand that there were concerns raised, that's.
I will spend and get the warranty information for them, so we'll have that in the next.
Yeah.
That-
Would you
that-
be there
yeah,
to
that'd be great.
present this to the board?
Yes, we'll do a little more due diligence
Okay.
and include all that information, all the questions.
Yeah, I can
and which
just
are
see-
good questions, which fortunately we're just not prepared, but we know we're pretty confident with superior surfacing.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to
Relationship says a
clarify
lot,
that
too,
and
so.
bring that forward to the board.
So this is Tamara, just real quick on their website, I'm looking, and they do have a FAQ on how long does it last, and then what are the long-term costs. And so it says for residential use, 25 to 30 years, Florida outdoor climate, no professional maintenance is necessary during this time, although could be recommended to keep it looking its best, a binder recoat, 8 to 10 years. And then recommended reseal interval, oh, that's pavers, anyway. So, I mean, it,
Yeah,
25 to
Time.
30 years, I mean, you know,
that's good.
so it looks pretty good.
Is there any chance this could get to the CDD meeting on the 6th, or is it, we'd have to wait for 2 more weeks? Their meeting is this Thursday. I don't think we, even if we make a motion,
No,
it
not for
won't
the
be able to
6th.
get on their meeting.
No,
Now, the next one.
it'd be the second
Yeah,
meeting and
okay. But I think we should move on it.
Okay, well, there's a motion, I seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
And we'll make sure that it's on the following meeting. And let's see, that would
Make sure
be,
it's there.
that would be the 20th, I believe. Yeah, that would be the 20th.
That's what we're shooting for, is November 20th.
All right, next item, public comment. Anyone online? Still no one in the room? No? All right, staff update.
I already gave pretty much my staff update for Winterfest. I do want to tell you that we have movie in the park on the 15th. It's Lilo and Stitch 2025. Free popcorn. We will have bubble.
But it was Wicked.
No, Wicked, they went a moratorium because the new Wicked is coming out. Yeah, they sneaky, Universal Studios. So it's going to be Lilo and Stitch 2025, which is the newer one, which is pretty neat. It's a cute, I love Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
And they're going to have free popcorn, and then boba tea's going to be there, and Stella coffee. So if it's a cold night, you can have coffee and hot chocolate. And then, well, like I said, boba tea, everybody loves the boba tea, so.
What date is that?
November the 15th, on the soccer fields.
At what time?
Movie starts at 7. We ask you to get there and get a seat by no later than 6:30. We open up at 6.
Okay. Do I need to mention what's going on with me? Do I need to mention that?
Oh,
I'm expired.
yeah. So, yes, you need, Paul, Paul, your time is up. So you put an application in. We will be voting again the next meeting in December if he wants to come back and be on the board again.
How much do we have
Stay
to
where he
pay
is.
him to get a
That's up to
positive
you.
back?
I'm cheap. No, I put my application in, so,
Okay.
you know, well,
Good, we can hold forward.
Anything new on the 2 vacancies?
I have not
actively,
actively sought out, and that's something maybe you guys might want to just mention if you think we need to.
well, isn't there a rule that we need to, is it 5 or 7? There's
There's
no
no
rule.
rule.
But
It's up to.
so it's 4 of us now.
Well, Bill's
Bill.
out.
That's right,
Bill's not here. He was out of the state or country or
There's 5
something.
of us, okay.
Yeah. So there's 5, so you have to have 3 for a quorum. I mean, you guys are doing,
I don't know, folks, like, to me, like, do we need 7? That it's like a lot of discussion, a lot of decision making, a lot of,
I think five is
Sel-
good.
Selfishly, I think I'd rather have a smaller group to,
I would agree personally. I think we functioned well, 5. I don't think there's,
I think we have a good representation of community too, with the 5.
I think that's the most critical thing. I always like 7 because you get more input. And I've always said, if something is good, it's worth the effort to spend a little extra time on it, to do it properly. But I think for this group, I think 5 works very well. I think it's a very neutral group, which is important. So, and quite frankly, it seems like it's very difficult to fill it up,
To keep it filled, I feel.
to keep it filled.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think 5 is, if we get 5, we should be happy.
The only concern I would have with 5 is that now it's more important that we all can be here, right? Because now when you have 7, you could quorum at 4, right? So now with 5, you have to quorum at 3.
Yeah, I'm always worried about the not having enough to move forward. Plus, I'm also concerned about the contingency moving forward. When people do leave, if you have a smaller group, you have
Becomes an urgent where you need
people
to,
that come in without knowledge of anything, and getting and feeling comfortable takes some time.
is there any rules as far as like when we can make that change, or if we have, like if we decide to stay at 5 now, and then, you know, somewhere down the line, we're like, man, we do need more people, we could just decide to have 7,
Because it could have up to 7.
up to 7.
Yeah. So we can operate legally and function on 5, and if we see more interest, maybe with all the new stuff happening, people might get more interested. That would be the time to maybe
Want to
consider moving
volunteer.
up. I'd stay at 5 at this point, but I think ultimately you might want to consider.
I really like that idea, Joe. I think that makes a lot of sense. Right. Cool. Sounds good.
Guys
What
have
is
anything?
left?
Next meeting, December 2nd?
December 2nd,
Put it on my calendar.
1:30.
4 days later is Winterfest.
4 days later is Winterfest. So we'll be volunteering. Am I doing the street again? Am I directing
No,
traffic?
I got another
thank
job for you.
Oh, okay.
I'm out
cool.
of town.
Does it involve like, what? For Winterfest?
I know I did. I'm going on a cruise, sorry.
Oh, you could cancel that. That's
Well,
great.
Leave on the 6th.
Paul, if your wife is interested, I could use her in the arts and crafts area.
She would love to. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So that's great. Actually, I'll give you her email. You could send her an email. She'd love it.
Please.
Yeah. All right, great. So we're scheduled for December 2nd. With
Yep.
that, we can adjourn today's meeting. Can I get a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
We're all set. Thank you, folks. A
Well,
pleasure
I had
as
to
always.
sacrifice a lot. I had to give up my Mexican train game today.
Maybe you can get back in time.
I actually had to make arrangements for my wife to get a ride to it.